Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having the zodiac sign Gemini on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart. Now, the first thing I'll look with Gemini, as far as the career goes, and someone with a Gemini midheaven, well, there may be certain ambiguity and ambivalence, to say the least, as far as career matters go. Person may be somewhat indecisive or may wind up working more than one career perhaps at the same time. Now, perhaps this person may go as far as the career might be connected with journalism, writing, broadcasting, any communications fields. Could be something like telecommunication, data communications, information technology, and it could also be something that requires being dexterous and dexterity, such as working as an auto mechanic, or it could even be like something like satellite repair. That's something which would involve communications and use of the hands. So that could be like an ideal profession, perhaps. But the danger with Gemini on the 10th house cusp is the person may dissipate oneself through lack of a concentrated purpose, and it's important to remember being a jack of all trades is good, and being Mr. or Mrs. Versatility, but to also have maybe some stability as far as career goes. So next thing I'll look at, as far as status and recognition goes with Gemini here, this could be somebody that might desire or maybe recognized for perhaps their speaking, their eloquence, their perhaps writing, their diction. Somebody that may be recognized as somebody that's very versatile, that can do more than one thing simultaneously. Perhaps for being younger or acting younger than he or she is, having a youthful outlook, being somewhat whimsical or capricious. Now, the 10th house also governs the dominant parent, which is generally, I believe, the father. And this could indicate that maybe this person's perception of this dominant parent may have been somewhat mercurial or fickle, or somebody also that might be versatile, being able to do many things, but perhaps a little bit scattered. And also someone that may see this dominant parent as somebody that's very maybe loquacious, talkative, but can be vacillating and maybe a little bit changeable. Somebody that could strike up a conversation on virtually any subject and talk about many different subjects. So that's something to look at as far as the dominant parent may go with Gemini on the cusp of the 10th house. Now, as far as the public image may go, well, this person may be seen, as far as the public sees them, as somebody that, as I stated before, with the childlike, the kind of Gemini tends to, Gemini influences can often be such where the person may be perceived or be act younger than his or her years, perhaps whimsical, someone that's very vivacious, very lively, a person that can be have a voluble tongue, be very loquacious, be very talkative. Somebody that might, on the negative side, might be seen somewhat, in some cases, might be mischievous. Someone that may be somewhat cunning, might be seen as well, as far as the public image may go. And as far as the next thing we'll talk about with Gemini on the 10th house cusp is the reputation. Now, the reputation may be such where this person may be seen as a person that can do a reputation for being well versed on many subjects, for being able to help people out maybe in a variety of ways, because this, like I stated before, this person can be known for diversity and being versatile, being able to handle more than one thing, perhaps simultaneously. On the negative side, Gemini can have that proclivity to repeat things, and perhaps this person in some isolated cases may be known as someone that kind of is like I don't know, that person like in the neighborhood that talks about, that may, if a story is told to them, they may repeat it and be and do so with regularity, and as far as the ability, maybe, so to speak, to repeat maybe things that may have been told to them. So, and regardless of the consequences of doing so. So that's something to look at. And the 10th house also governs authority figures. So perhaps this is the person that that likes to establish a good, maybe a mental, intellectual connection, a rapport with authority figures, with superiors. They may believe there may be much talk, communication connected with these authority figures. They may see, perhaps, for example, a supervisor. They may be viewed as somebody that's a little bit fickle or mercurial or changeable, and someone that might be ambivalent and change his or her mind easily. It might be person may have indecisive, ambiguous type employers or supervisors. So those are some things to consider with Gemini on the 10th house cusp in the natal chart. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having Gemini on the 10th house cusp in the natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having the zodiac sign Cancer on the 10th house cusp in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.